was an awesome movie. You saw that?
I did.
Welcome back, everyone. Yes, the Doctor Strange, I think. What we yeah, and it was an awesome movie. Like before it came out, I heard people complain that the special effects are just what's it? Inception. And there was some of that, but it went beyond that. I mean, the Inception didn't have any of the like fractal mandalas or a bunch of the cool things that Doctor Strange had, and it had some pretty standout performances.
Yes.
Tilda Swinton, I was blown away by. Chiwetel, I forgot his last name. Who played Baron Mordo, not Baron Mordo yet. But I like him in everything.
So, did it really bother you guys that it was a female instead of an Asian guy?
Once she started acting and just being like, "Aha! I stranded you on Everest. Go learn." I'm like, "Okay, I don't care anymore."
Although we did kind of have a British off, so that was part of the fun.
The fact that she chewed the scenery so well, it kind of like I completely forgot about the whole thing.
So speaking of Chiwetel, I think is his name. It's that guy. Gerald Here's just like, does anybody else really like only see him as the really evil assassin dude from Serenity?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was that guy.
Yeah.
That was that guy.
Light bulb.
How about everybody's like, he was so great in 12 Years a Slave. Like, I haven't seen it, but it had to be pretty good to beat him in Serenity because he was pretty awesome in Serenity.
Yeah.
He was the friendly monster.
Oh, I don't need that anymore. Exactly. Oh my goodness. I can get rid of that one.
12 Years as a Slave won an Academy Award, didn't it?
I think so.
Yes, quite a few actually, I think.
Yeah, so.
So when we last kind of left our group, to kind of fill Leo in what's happened, is that our illustrious gang of misfits
Same.
Speak for yourself.
have kind of saved the day. They captured themselves an alien, and basically, long and the short of it, the aliens were basically capturing souls to bring themselves into the corporeal world. Because they cannot maintain their corporeal forms for that long. So they're trying to be true corporeal.
I see.
The mystery of why they had to do this at Halloween and why they had to target each faction has yet to been solved, or maybe never to be solved. But it's definitely timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
And there's one in custody, and even though it has no mouth, and I'm sure that the cops can convince it to talk anyway.
Or find some way to make it talk.
Yeah.
They have ways.
After, I wouldn't even call it an interrogation, after an interview with...
So they had an interview without a vampire.
Yeah. Yes, we had an interview without a vampire. Thank you, Chris. That was terrible.
Oh, you were all thinking it.
Yes, we were.
But
so basically, we had an interview with the guy with the ever-changing status, Detective Inspector Sergeant something Marvin Mercy.
Marvin Mercy,
who works for the RCMP and secondly with the RCMP Special Division. Your group has now been, let's say, contracted to work with Special Division.
Yes.
And if we continue to want to play Urban Shadows, even if I add in things from maybe different games.
Yeah, please.
you have now all got tickets to go on a cruise ship in a couple of days. That is your mission.
Surrounded by water, this should be great.
The joke that we made about you, Leo, it was the reason why you're not in the interview room because you're old blood Vancouver, so you're too good to go to the police station.
Okay.
Yep.
And what
I was probably around when they built the damn thing.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
helped build the damn thing.
Like, it's not unstable ground. I'm another one.
Yes. And as far as we can tell, that's kind of long and short of it. That there's something weird happening on a cruise ship, and as your public service for stealing the police van. By the way, your group did steal a police van.
Yep.
For public service for stealing a police van and then returning it.
Well, yeah, we're not.
Borrowed, really.
Borrowed, really. That you guys are now perhaps in special division on a probationary period.
Although, when he handed over the envelope with the tickets, I imagine Feelgood opened it, looked in, and is like, "Oh, okay. Cruise tickets are a nice perk, but I don't see any badges in here."
There's totally no badges.
Police powers.
You don't get badges in special division.
Wait,
We don't
badges.
Need
Yeah,
We don't need no stinking badges.
we all get to make that joke.
Hooray!
I don't know. I think I need to. I'm going to need to talk to Marvin's boss and make him get me a badge. It's become a thing.
I must be
Convince
crossed.
him.
I'm here.
So, does corruption stay the same between episodes?
Yeah, you don't erase it, man. It stays in your character.
Oh,
All that stuff stays in your character.
yeah. I'm definitely not interested in doing more Urban Shadows.
The deadline coming up for him.
I like the characters. I kind of like the world and where we've gone, but no.
So, sorry, Leo. Were you going to say something?
I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't do that big joke. Yeah. It's one of those games, It's like I think it's like because it's almost exactly like it's not the right. They're trying to use Apocalypse World for too many genres in a way, and I don't think it fits. It doesn't jive well.
Yeah.
It might have also been me as a narrator because I maybe didn't quite understand how system supposed to work, but I had fun leading you guys through a weird rabbit hole of insanity.
Yeah, because
Like we've never done that before.
Yeah, I as a person felt that my character I wasn't able to play my character the way I felt. It's the only way I could get corruption. I would never get corruption.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
Because the only way I can get corruption is he's an unwilling NPC, but there's no way Chris's character is going to let me do that if he's watching. Dr. Phil might not have any problems with it, but Mr. Quinn also might have problems with it, depending on who I beat up.
Yeah, and I think the system is built that way on purpose. I think the idea is that it's not. The PCs aren't supposed to be going around as a party. It's supposed to be like the whole thing about the factions and debt and all that is that there's supposed to be a level of antagonism and selfishness. That wasn't the game that we wanted to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of my fault for putting you guys in a party. It's just so much easier to manage, make sure people aren't sitting bored for like an hour watching other players play.
No, I understand completely here.
The
only regrets here, if anything, I felt like we wanted to do a cop drama, a supernatural cop drama.
I kind of went down that route when I picked Urban Shadows. I suddenly realized once we finished building characters, I kind of picked the wrong system, unfortunately.
The only way it might work is if we all were from the same faction, you know. But then again, it would be boring because we'd be like, all of us are vampires, you know, type of thing. Or all of, you know, I'm a werewolf, he's a vampire, he's a something else in the night faction.
Yeah, exactly. The plot that I'm kind of leading you guys into that I'm not sure if we want to do in the future or not, we'll have to stew on it. We'll let it stew for a while. Is if we want to try to do Spirit of 77, but I don't really know if we want to rebuild characters because the system is a bit different. And there's no character sheets for it on Roll20, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, there are a million Powered by the Apocalypse hacks out there.
There's totally
a
million of them.
So, I mean, maybe there's one that will, like, fit to a T.
Yeah.
We just have to find it.
Yeah.
Or, like, a mix of a couple that, that you know, actually work well together.
Well, the one, and now, again, this unfortunately breaks one of the core mechanics of Urban Shadows that I think we've been all around not as happy as we'd like to be with, which is in Spirit of 77, there's no faction marking. There's none of like normal apocalypse world where you know you have your highlighted ability, you know, kind of thing. It is like, oh, hand out XP. That's fine. And then if you get 3 XP and you have a +2, you can now increase that to like +3 by spending your 3 XP.
+3, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
Or we can talk about playing dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
You know, I'm thinking about Remember Tomorrow, and I'm thinking about how your characters kind of advance by completing certain tasks and getting to certain levels and certain things, and I think that's good in a game where, like, either something like Fiasco where we're trying to oppose each other and trying to create a giant mess, or something that just appears to be one shot.
Remember Tomorrow designed for I narrate a scene and I include everybody else, our Fiasco playthrough, where I go, Joe, you're in the scene with me, and Chris is playing the secretary, and Brad's playing the crooked cop, and we're interacting in the scene, and then I roll versus you. If you don't want the scene to go that way, if you want something to happen, the crooked cop who shoots me, we roll 3 dice, 3d10, and I go against you. And if you beat me, then you get benefits, and if I beat you, I get benefits, 8 dice. And all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand completely.
It is a versus kind of game because it's, I mean, also the faction. Like, I can pick up a faction, like, okay, my turn to beat up Jason. You're with this faction. Yeah. This faction sends a corporate spy after you. And let me roll against the faction, and I roll 3 dice against you. So that's kind of the way the game is designed, is you're kind of just, butting heads.
So, we can do something that I don't think has ever been done. Wits have kind of a breakdown of what you guys liked or disliked, not just about the system, but about the GMing and the overall weird kind of convoluted plot I try to put you guys through.
Okay.
Any comments or kind of constructive criticism, positive, negatives?
Yeah. Should we go around the table?
Sure. I'm okay with doing this. By the way, I'm open to criticism as my job, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you did a bad job on it, sir. I mean, it's just the way the game was designed doesn't jive well with, like, the way we wanted to play it as a cohesive group. Because Apocalypse World is about, I got guns, I'm keeping them for myself, and screw you all, because it's the apocalypse. I'm out for me alone type of thing, I'm for my thing. So I don't think it was Because you at all, I think, was basically the rules were hard to manage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I definitely had a lot of fun. I think that maybe some prejudices that maybe that's not the right word, but I felt like would I either as a player or as a character, I'm not even sure which. Like there's some mix of the two. What I really wanted to do is just go around being a dandy rather than solving a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally understand, and that's definitely my prejudice towards the old style gaming that where my brain has a hard time getting off it.
Yeah.
And as a new person to the system, I do value that input from you, Brad, because I know you've been playing the other systems too. So,
well, yeah, I mean, and
it's
doing a mystery is absolutely valid. I mean, it's tried and true, and I think you ran it well. It's just that I have a predilection to just because I was playing a dandy, playing that up rather than playing up the search. And I thought in this session that wasn't so much an issue because there's so much monkeying around with the cops that, that I was totally satisfied.
Yes.
We can still go to the Halloween party and let's let you guys go crazy and I'll just walk away. No. Just mark your characters.
Honestly, character-wise, it felt like, how they used to do in the 70s, those 2-hour, TV movies before they did a series. That's kind of what it felt like. Laying down all the groundwork for what ultimately is going to be like a serial.
Right.
As for your character, Chris, because this is a discussion that we had when we first started this, were you happy playing the veteran, or would you maybe prefer to play the hunter?
I don't know, man, because I actually thought it could be played either way. Let's look at the link.
Well, the main difference is as a hunter, you going into straight into battle would do nothing. It's kind of weird that you advance your corruption as quickly as Brad just by watering into danger half the time.
Yeah.
Right. I think it worked conceptually for the most part.
You two had definitely the easiest corruption triggers in the game.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I love how toward the end where I'm like, okay, I finally figured out how this corruption thing works. I have to, and then I could not get a 7 to 9. I kept getting over 10, so I kept getting corruption.
Yeah. You're a PD pure heart.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed playing out scenes with my character, and I really enjoy having dialogue with other characters. So having an opportunity to do that with the other characters and with NPCs, I really enjoyed that. I think my favorite two things that I got to do during these games were the intimacy moments with Brad's character and Leo's character.
Right on.
I think those were just the most fun, the most memorable, the most kind of awkward and challenging in a good way.
So here comes a weird question. Could this system be almost I'm not sure Urban Shadows, but is there Apocalypse type engine that's basically almost GM-less? You just let the players do what they want and just let the story flow? This is definitely for Brad and Leo, since you guys are a lot more familiar with the system than I am.
Well, I believe there's a game, I can't remember what it's called, but just double check.
Because from my sense, rather than trying to build a plot or story, and I'm reading through the one that they have in Spirit in 77, it isn't quite play-by-play as I have, but it's still kind of boxy-ish. It's still kind of written still as that traditional module almost. And I was like, would this just work better without a GM? Here's a scenario and just play out the scenario.
It's an interesting question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because way Urban Shadows is like, hit the streets, pick a faction. I'm like, isn't that just like player like, aha, I picked this faction, I want to create a scenario for it.
Yeah. But you still need people to play your NPCs, and so that's where you could do
That's true.
Do the Remember Tomorrow / Fiasco thing, where you basically have other people playing those NPCs.
Well, here's the thing though, with the NPCs in this game, you guys ended up creating as many NPCs as I did.
Mm-hmm.
Just during character creation.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Or even the aftermath, like the Sons of Napoleon just came up.
Yeah.
Right?
3 different NPCs before you started the game, just so it gives you something to hang your hat on. Okay, that's good to know.
Which is, and I love that level of world building. It's one of the reasons why I like doing things like the 5-man band, and I like doing things like the pregame with Fate. Because that kind of world building for me makes it a lot easier to invest in what I'm doing, because otherwise it's like,
well, it's buy-in.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise I'm like, why am I running around in this neighborhood at night when I have a Halloween party to get to?
I think for me, before I would run it again, I'd want to play in it to kind of understand it a little bit better. Like Apocalypse World in general. Whatever system it might be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and
for finding a GM-less game that fits what we're looking to do, I do have a link to check out. It's like a whole list of them.
Oh my goodness gracious.
The ultimate big list of GM-less RPG games.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And also for doing Powered by the Apocalypse specifically, but not GM-less, one of the
there's one.
One of the games on the list of hacks is City of Mist, which is is described as a superpowered detective noir a la Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Fables.
Oh my god, that's almost exactly what I was aiming for.
Yeah. And it has a free starter set.
Okay.
And is in Kickstarter right now.
Okay.
Very cool.
What's it called again? Sorry.
City of Mist.
City of Mist. That's interesting. City of Mist. Like I said, I'd be definitely interested in playing in it.
And it's not a GM-less system, but I am still planning on writing, or I still am planning on running at least a one-shot of Headspace, which is somewhat based in the apocalyptic world.
Right, yes.
Apocalypse system.
It might be interesting to see what different producers have done with the metrics. Because overall, my brain likes the metrics. They're really easy to understand, but maybe just the theme and some of the little nuances that I didn't quite get.
Yeah. And I love...
Well, and again, I don't think it's a matter of not getting it. I think it's what you wanted to do with it was different from what the system was
for.
Geared towards.
And the advancement mechanics are really interesting, and the moves are really interesting. Like there's a lot to it that I like and I think is interesting. But it seems to be, it's very rigid, and it's sort of intended for very narrow, like this is what this is good for, and if you're doing anything outside of that, you should probably look for something else, which is fine.
Yeah. Although I guess I should mention that I think Apocalypse Sword in general is sort of like that. Like each of the hacks are, a hack designed to have the system do a specific thing, and just the engine itself is, with the playbooks, it's not it doesn't work as a generic role playing system. I mean, it can be hacked to do anything, but on its own, it's not GURPS. It's not it's not Fate. It's in some ways it's better than either of those because it,
Yep.
if you're invested in what the system is doing, it does it well.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure we could, if we wanted to revisit this, we could find a flavor or make some changes ourselves that will make it sing.
Right. Yeah, I'm okay with that for sure.
But it does also another one of the things that I would want to mention or bring up or change.
Sure.
We again are at this place where certain people are advancing faster than others.
Definitely, that goes into the system, unfortunately.
Yeah, which is a system issue, and that's problematic.
And that's why, unfortunately, I broke one of the cardinal rules, and it's one of the big rules they kind of emphasize most with faction stuff. Is that because it's supposed to be played by, like Brad is saying, it's supposed to be adversarial. You're not supposed to be in a team.
Yeah.
And I go like, well, you guys are in a team. Who has this faction open to roll it?
Yeah.
And that is one of the cardinal rules we broke this because I was like, I kind of want you guys to get advancement considerably faster than what I saw in some of the playthroughs, where 6 hours and somebody had 2 check marks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of games out there that we could look at, as far as that's concerned. Like I was looking for the game, I can't remember what the name is, but we basically each create a character like it's like a discussion after the end of the dungeon type thing. I don't know if you've ever played that before, but I did it at a convention one time where the DM just handed you a piece of paper and it said, okay, you're a member of the Dwarven faction. You just cleared this dungeon, and your Dwarven faction needs this artifact at the end of the dungeon in order for them to live. And it gives you like a list of things for your character, what his goal is for the artifact. And then there's really no DM. All he goes and says, okay, here's your guy. And he's like, okay, go ahead and argue your point. Who gets the artifact? And you all have to agree on who gets the artifact. And it's just a whole bunch, but it's a discussion game, so it's kind of boring to, unless you're part of the discussion, it's kind of boring.
Yeah. And that's it's one of the things that I found troubling about Fiasco is that at the end of a scene, everybody else is supposed to judge whether a scene went good or bad for the character. And that has a place, but I'd much rather have something like Remember Tomorrow, where, if I remember correctly, you're rolling. Like it comes down to dice, and I kind of like that better.
Yeah.
This might be perfect, he says.
Oh God, Dresden World.
Yeah.
So this is the one that, I was kind of like, should I try? Now, is this cross of Dresden?
I've read a couple of the Dresden books, and they do seem I mean, there's, I guess, some degree of faction, but it's generally about some sort of mystery that the main character is investigating. So it may be built to do more of what you're looking to do.
Right. Yeah.
And it also kind of depends on what we want to do. I mean, the reason we started first playing in like mid-70s Vancouver with monsters was because we're doing Funkadelic Frankenstein, which is a very different feel.
Yep.
And it was the easiest thing to do, to be completely honest with you.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is kind of taken on, like, it ended up in a very different place with a different field, which is not bad.
No.
At all.
Well,
But-
yeah.
Yeah. What we needed was more pimps.
Well, we could have probably maybe done like modern D20 or hate to say that, but maybe White Wolf really does a really good job on, what's it called? Dark World, or what's it called? I can't remember what.
World of Darkness.
World of Darkness.
And
yeah, I haven't played White Wolf in such a long time. It'd be definitely almost like playing it new again for me, for sure.
And it would, then we could work as characters, and he could play, but it would be really tough because the game is really dumb match. Because if Joe is playing a mage, and the changeling is really powerful, and the vampire, werewolf, they don't those game systems don't mesh together really well.
Yeah, they don't balance as well, unfortunately.
No, they don't.
Because a mage could just burn anybody, really.
Yeah.
Where if he's caught off guard, he could die pretty easy to a werewolf. It's kind of like one of those things. But if you play World of Darkness or Modern D20, I don't know. I feel that might also have a way of building them, but it's also a DM system type thing. So
yeah,
it's got a lot of.
Yeah, I don't know if the magic system for mage really works, but it's cool.
Exactly.
I'm gonna set the sky on fire. Yep.
And I kind of tried to recreate that magic system in this, and I think that's part of what went sideways for me playing the game, mechanics wise. Was thinking I am a wizard. I can do anything I want. I just have to roll, and the rules are sort of a lot more narrower than that.
Yeah, because
sorry, you have these rotes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God.
Well, and you didn't have to worry about in mage. You don't have to worry about what is it called? What's it called when a person that doesn't believe in magic? Paradox. You didn't have to worry about paradox either.
Yeah. And corruption is actually not like paradox. Because when I first read about corruption, I'm like, okay, this is like paradox. Okay, so it's not.
Totally not.
Like me biting the chick in the middle of the street. That's lifting up the masquerade.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be breaking the rules of vampires. I cannot feed upon a person when there's someone who is not under the masquerade.
Yeah.
Witnessing it. So.
Yeah.
And and the Fae are changelings. They go steal little bitty kids and take them to the Fae, and then they have to go and kill their changeling, the Fae that is taking their place, and kill them and get back their life, but they're still corrupted, and they got to run away from the guy that captured them in the first place. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
as silly as it sounds. It feels like what would a better fit for this concept of essentially a quick murder mystery might have been something like Gumshoe or.
I was thinking Gumshoe again. There's no system I'm not that familiar with.
Yeah. Either we do a variation of Night's Black Agents wouldn't work. We'd have to modify the hell out of it.
Oh, we could totally turn it as Night's Black Agents with the next part, but yes. Because you're now working for a secret government agency.
Nice.
That's where this is going now.
Yeah, the thing is, it's really hard to do horror in RPG in most cases, and because it's a bit based on whether or not the people who are playing are scared. It's
we weren't even playing horror. It was more of a thriller / detective novel.
Yeah.
So
comedy? Yeah.
Slash comedy, which it always turns into with us.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I like to play. It's just our nature.
Are you saying, Leo, that my players could not take the horrifying scenes I was trying to go down seriously? Are you saying they ruined the fact that they found a teenage witch today, drained of her energies, in a police line, and started making Huggy Bear jokes?
Huggy Bear jokes came later.
The jokes came because you were trying to seduce a elven drug dealer and put him on the thing there. He became Huggy Bear. Okay?
Yeah. When you play with people, the people that want to play your game are going to be so versed with horror that it's just there's nothing that's going to really scare them, because it's they read about these vampire novels. They love getting into that whole genre. like there's some games out there where we can play bad guys. We're bad dudes, like Blades in the Dark. We're bad people. We stab people in the back, make money, and players like that. I mean, they're
I still think this is our justification for Joe running slasher fic, and we just play the scary movies with it. Just because
be fun. And actually, that reminds me. I one of the things I really enjoyed about the game was how well the thriller and horror aspect of it went.
Yeah.
I think it went really well. I think we reacted as our characters would to these things that were happening around them.
Yeah.
Which
the problem is, again, all the PCs were jaded in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Ergo, it's hard to do horror when these people are essentially been there, done that, and that was actually written into the characters to some degree.
Yeah, I mean that's been a problem with World of Darkness too. Is it's supposed to advertises itself as a game of personal horror, but when you come across horrific elements, well, you're playing a monster, so your perspective is not so your character is probably not horrified. They might be affected to some degree, but like Dr. Feelgood, seeing innocent slaughter is, oh, that's a shame, but he's not. But that's as bad as he feels. Is that, oh, it's a bit of a shame. Oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Be like my character for Vampire Masquerade a long time ago. What was the name of that clan of crazy vampires? The Malkavian. My Malkavian for my for my email. My Malkavian day-walking vampire who is a psychologist, and his job was to cure your fears of everything that was fearful. It's completely ruined the whole system. Oh, are you scared? That's okay. I can calm you down. It's fine.
I can cure your fear.
well, like, and the second one that my go-to one was Ravenloft, if you remember that. That was, it was like Barovian type, European type.
Yeah.
The players were stuck in this realm, and you're like, oh my god, this. I mean, but the players hated it because it was like pitted against them.
Yeah.
And the DM was just basically like beating them down. It's like, Brad, I'm sorry, you just got corrupted, and your fangs come out of your mouth, and you got claws now, and you thirst for blood when the moon, when the full moon. Brad's like playing a paladin. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm sorry. And it makes you feel bad because you're like, you make a character, and you're like, all of a sudden the DM just screws with you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm screwing with the players.
And you kind of have to be all in on that with Ravenloft. I mean, I love the idea of Ravenloft, of you're in this place where there's great power that you can have if you're willing to pay the price.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting mechanic, but doesn't make well for long-term role playing.
Yeah, it had to be a short campaign. Plus, on top of that, Ravenloft always felt like the RPG equivalent of Castlevania. There's horrible things, but we're ultimately a bunch of heroes. Like the last Ravenloft campaign I was involved in, it was more frustrating than rooting because we kept getting total party kills, which that isn't horror, okay?
No, it's not.
Because if your entire party dies in the first 2 rounds, you lose your attachment. And if you lose your emotional attachment, why are you playing?
There's no one left to be scared. You're all dead.
Dude, you're too pissed as a player to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Therefore, you will not be scared.
Yeah.
There's a Naruto. What?
Okay, so it's agreed then. We're playing Naruto.
Yeah. So
No, I'm looking at the available character sheets on Roll20 as a non-subscriber, and there's a
that as a
Naruto. There's a Naruto one under D20 Modern. What?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Bizarre.
there's
I'm
thing
immediately
called
interested.
D20 Modern is an excellent game. I've played it before,
Mhm.
but you can break it pretty easily. Like the
Yes.
Sub-Zero. I mean, any game can be broken pretty easily, but
Yeah.
it's really cool because you can get into the modern era, and there's so many rules on guns and how much damage they do.
Well, we
But-
kind of broke D20 Modern when we used it as part of our base for Dark Revelation.
Very good.
Well, yeah, we didn't take all the elements from it, but ultimately, Dark Revelation, the role-playing game, is definitely a hybrid between Pathfinder and Modern D20 in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
With a hell of a lot of other modifications on top of it to boot.
Yep.
But that's
So-
part of the fun of the system. But
So my question is, now that we've just talked and bored the internet, so obviously we're not going to play anything else tonight. Way too late.
Yeah.
What's our plan of action? You're not here next week, Joe, right?
Yeah, I'm taking a week off next week. Yeah.
Okay, and I might take a week off as well.
Okay.
Just recharge my batteries.
I understand, man. You're going to be going through a 60-hour work week. You're going to be basically sitting there drooling.
And I am ready and willing the week afterward to start running Nissan Shi Go again.
That's good.
Yeah, dude, we barely scratched the surface on that one.
Oh yes, you have no idea.
So, Leo and Chris, are you going to be around next week? Are you available?
Well, I can be, but if we need be, depending on what we're doing,
Right.
I guess I can poke you guys just to be on the safe side. What do you want to do with
Yeah,
it?
I got everything situated, so it should be good.
Okay.
Good.
It just took me a while.
I could probably be available if necessary. I should be fit. Depend as long as I don't have to run.
Sure.
Kind of fry thing. I always think we should do something relatively low maintenance for this next week. Let
Yeah.
everybody get a chance to recharge their battery. Just things selling.
Yeah. I mean,
Silly.
maybe just like a video game rather than a role playing game.
Okay.
If we can find something that appropriate. Like I'd be tempted to do Civ 6 because that's been eating my brain.
Yeah,
So
as it does.
Yeah.
So how does that work, Brad, when you do the Civ 6 thing? Like from my end, do I need to download it, or do I just log on and like riff track your civilization game?
Heckle!
Yeah.
Oh God, you two is Statler and Waldorf to a Civ game. That would be funny as hell.
So Civ 6 is an investment. I mean, it's like it's not on discount. It just came out. It's like
Yeah.
$60. I probably shouldn't have gotten it, but I did.
Yeah, we did.
But there's plenty of things we could do that don't require an investment. There's lots of free multiplayer games that we could choose from.
Well,
that would be
Maybe
plenty of
we'll
fun.
talk about the logistics offline because I don't think I've ever done that. So
Yeah, because
you
the
have to-
thought is we almost do a let's play and we grab a random flash game and see how bad it is. Let us know what
Those are
you
horrible
want.
plans, sir.
So yeah, maybe offline we'll talk about the logistics about that, Brad, and let me know because I'm not sure quite how to do that. So
Okay.
Because ultimately, I don't think we want to spend money until we know what the hell we're doing. But that being said,
Okay.
we'll
Yeah,
be more
and
for some
yeah.
stuff we may already have.
yeah, and Civ probably isn't the best for streaming because it's because it's just memory intensive on the system. I think there's like a memory leak somewhere in it that hasn't been found since Civ 5, and it just doesn't play very well with other programs. But like we could try Heroes of the Storm. I'm terrible at that sort of game, the MOBAs.
ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's right there.
Play it and suck at it.
Yeah.
MOBAs.
But you know, we could like play versus the AI and you know, not feel so bad about our collective noobishness. And there's probably other options. So yeah, I mean, we could talk about that offline. We just have to remember to actually get around to talking about it offline.
Okay.
If I recall correctly, Heroes of the Storm does have a heavy metal Minotaur character.
It does. It does. Called Ecstasy.
Called Ecstasy.
Dibs.
Well, isn't that nice?
Can you all play the same character? I think that would make for an interesting stream.
Oh God, now we have to change the flashbacks here. I'll tell you what. Let's have our audience.
Our audience, yes.
Sorry, I just saw the Canadian price for Civilization 6 and had
Oh God, are you okay?
No.
I had a small stroke.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, no, I got nothing, man. Like my knee-jerk response is let's grab a random MAME generator and see if we can play it online.
Yeah, or
Because Heroes of the Storm isn't free to play, is it? That's
No, I thought it was. I'm pretty sure it is.
yeah.
It has in-app purchases, so they they want you to
Oh,
spend a
yes.
whole bunch of money on it, but you don't have to.
Yeah. They actually have it on. They actually have it on PSN, Joe. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Where, sorry?
I think.
Yeah. Overwatch.
Ooh, that's gone down in price.
Well, it isn't free to play, but you get everything when you buy it.
Yeah.
I haven't bought it because it's a first-person shooter, and I suck at those, and I know it.
No,
and
First person
and the joy of that one is playing with your friends. If you don't have that set up, then it's not the same experience.
I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, we'll talk about that offline. I'm seeing,
Okay, yeah.
Figure out the latest.
Still going on about it. Okay,
still going
so
on about it.
so do we want to just like call it for the night, or is there anything? Do we want to cover something else?
I'd say let's call it for now. It's already 8:18. You know,
Yeah.
probably a little later if we had something, but right now we don't.
Sorry, guys.
If we had
As long as I could.
No, it's good.
Good night, guys.
Good
We're
night.
gonna chill before we head up?
Let's do some chilling. It's all
Yeah.
good. Whoever wants to start, please.
Bill.
Can I do some recommending? If I
Sure.
don't.
Recommend away, Joe.
Sure.
Okay. Actually, there is a. I'm gonna post a link here. There's a Kickstarter that I just finally got signed up for today. It's got 8 more days to go. It is Jazz NES, a Nintendo classic jazz tribute.
What?
It is will feature every theme found on the NES Classic list below its current track listing as of October. Bubble Bobble, Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2: The Revenge, Dr. Mario, Super C, Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, Tecmo Bowl, Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, Mega Man 2. All of those themes done as jazz covers.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Check that out. It's already reached its full goal, so it is going to go forward. I actually kickstarted these guys with an earlier album that they did. Love the album, love the extras they gave me, so they're definitely good guys. Yeah, that's that.
Cool. Oh, let me copy that over to chat for anybody who wants to check it out.
Sure.
Chris, Leo, Jay.
What the hell? I gotta go for the quick one here. I'm working on a new project, but these are the old usual suspects here at this point. Rev RPG is my Twitter account. Breath of Positivity is my goofy blog, where I plug things, basically blog our Twitch game, other ideas. Rev RPG is our, Drev, Dark Revelations, the role-playing game, the game we produced there. And the GM's Guild is the place where I published that book on dinosaurs that we're going to probably be trying to do something in 2017 on. So coming soon to Group Near Here.
Or maybe sooner. We'll see.
I know. I don't want to get in the way of Space Ninjas, man. Because Space
Ninjas.
It's Space Ninjas. You don't cross the streams, man. You know that. Also,
these streams are crossing.
Oh, yeah.
These streams will cross.
Oh, yes.
You can find my book on any of the Amazon aggregates and Kindle, Deaf Race Against the Patriarchy. So look that up if you wish. That's all good. That's about it, other than that's it.
Okay. One sec, let me actually grab a link for that.
I got I think I got the .ca one here. The only problem about it being everywhere on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally everywhere on Amazon. It's so long.
Bam. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too long. Sorry.
Chris, do you know when the next RPG Circus is
going
coming?
to be clicked.
There's a good chance it'll be dropping later this week.
Nice.
I haven't had a chance to talk to Jeff yet, but hopefully I don't even know what our topic is yet. But also, I don't know if I'm overstepping my bounds, but if you're interested in guest hosting on RPG Circus, let Jeff know from the link.
Oh.
We might be looking for people to annoy using crazy topics. Also, if you have any ideas for topics for this and future episodes, let us know.
I'd be happy to, Chris, on days I don't have to work. You know that.
No, I'm not going to ask you to see our work week, man. I'm not that mean. You know, Jeff's been a pretty good guy for the most part, so, you know, I should give him a little bit of a, kudos for what he's done. He's been doing it for a long time, that guy.
Okay. Oh, let me. Yeah, I didn't have the link for that before. Let me do that. So, in terms of what I've got coming up, it's a bit of a deviation from the usual schedule. I'll be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. for finishing up a game of Fiasco using the Heroes of Pinnacle City playbook. So it's like superheroes, only of course it's Fiasco, so everything's gonna go wrong and yeah.
Nice! Alternately called There Goes the Planet.
And there's already been some playing around with time, and you know how anything to do with time travel is guaranteed to end in disaster.
As always.
Yes. On Wednesday, I'll be finishing up Blades in the Dark. That's that game has gotten crazy and awesome. And then on Friday, there won't be the normal Masks game at 10 a.m., but at 6 p.m. I'll be on Eric Vulgaris' channel playing what's it called? It's the new version of Firebrands that's set in sort of a Game of Thrones setting. And well, okay, I can pull this up. Should be right, maybe. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, the king is dead.
Excellent title.
Yeah.
Please tell me one of the characters doesn't have to play the king. That'd be amazing.
We'll find out.
We'll tell you who on Thursday.
And then on Saturday at 9 p.m., we'll be starting a new Masks campaign. Mostly it's going to just be like character building stuff, but we may like get our toes wet, and it should be a lot of fun. I think it's it's a very cool implementation of the Apocalypse engine. and I've definitely been enjoying it so far. And I think that is all. So thanks again so much, Jason, for running. I appreciate it. And
thanks, guys, for hanging out.
Very much for putting this together, man. It was great.
Yeah.
No, it was a blast. All things considered, we got to steal a paddy wagon today. What more could you ask for?
That's right.
So it's been a pleasure as always, guys. And have a great one.
Absolutely.
I will see you all, if not next week, then the week after.
Absolutely.
Week after for Space Ninjas.
Yes.
Big news, dude. Any spoilers or trailers for the game?
No spoilers.
Dinosaurs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if we thought pirates were a problem, we haven't seen anything yet. Okay, bye.
Bye, folks.